10 seconds. 5 seconds remain.
Hello and welcome back to Cobalt's Rave number 2. We're gonna be watching Neon. It's their second series for today. I'm Kawai Sox, and they are matched up against IHC in the second series. A Mongolian squad, former Lil Gun for the most part, not all of it, but for the most part, and a squad that has some good showings, some bad showings. They do have a really good coach in Forev. So that's definitely something to consider. And they are responding correctly, at least in my opinion, for this Phoenix. In the first place, they are picking Snapfire for themselves. Neon Sports, Phoenix, Dragon Knight, could go for Mars here. No, they couldn't actually, never mind. Mars has been banned. Could go for a defensive hero. Instead, though, they're gonna go Luna. Luna DK, a lot of pushing power, as well as Clockwork to disable Snapfire to keep her contained and get on top of her, preventing Mortimer's cases and potentially preventing Snapfire from using Little Shadow to destroy the egg. All in all, a pretty strong draft here by Neon, but a very good draft by HC as well. Shadow Demon is one of the better hero against Luna, even in the later portions of the game. Kanka is a good flex pick, depending on where you want to play him. And of course, Snapfire against Zac. It's not that every single time Clockwork will get on top of this Snapfire, right? Sometimes maybe he misses his spell, sometimes maybe he's killed at the start of the fight. So, team fight is not clear cut, let's say. They are lacking in something to keep people in place. Maybe Puck could be considered, but no, they're gonna go Morphling for now. They see multiple heroes. There is a possibility of Spirit Vessel and Shivas on Phoenix, but it is for the later stages of the game. There is a possibility of a Spirit Vessel on Clockwork. Luna can go Scotty, but for the most part, this Morphling, for now at least, is uncontested. He does look like an alpha carry for this draft at least. Maybe something will change over the course of the next several minutes, but it very much depends. Reserve time being committed here by Neon Sports for the drafting stage. They're thinking of what to ban. They know support on the enemies, they know the carry, and they know the either mid or flame Kanka is going to be present on the enemy team, right? So, what is bad against them? They are getting rid of Kotl. What else? What does he need themselves though? Like, is it Dragon Knight for Ken? Is it? It doesn't feel like a Ken hero, right? Not even close. So I think it's going to be an off-lane Dragon Knight, and we'll see a skill-based matchup for the mid lane for Ken. They do have the absolute last pick. And IHC, they have to commit bans on heroes that deal with Morphling. So that's why Doom is being banned here. One of the better heroes against Morphling at all stages of the game, but especially during the later portions of it.
It is Radiant's ban.
Zeus is going to be banned here. Just good solid damage. I don't feel like it's what IHC needs though. Personally, I feel like they need another catch hero. They can all in on Morphling because they have high damage supports that scale well. They have a strong Kanka with good teamfight presence, but they need some extra catch. I'm specifically thinking Puck for IHC, depending on whether they play it or not. But it could be a different hero. It could be Kanka mid and off lane reach hero like Centaur's band, actually, Mars band, Brewmaster band, Pango band. So all the good team fight off laners are banned. They could go for something that shuts down Luna in the off lane also, because it's going to be Luna Clockwork against Snapfire +1. It is a lane that is kind of winnable, in my opinion. Kanka doesn't win it, but there are heroes that can actually win this. Luna has limited range, Clockwork is melee. Maybe you go Well, I don't want to say Viper, but maybe you go Viper. Viper is good against Dragonite as well. Actually, really good against Luna in general. Because if you use your ultimate, Luna loses her glaives and suddenly her damage output gets really, really low. But it's unlikely you're going to see Viper. It's going to be Storm for the mid lane for IHC. This is abusable. At least I feel like it is very much abusable. You can pick a anti-Storm hero, completely destroy his game, and make sure that the Storm never really comes online until like minute 20. And at this point, Clockwork will have a save item, Phoenix will most likely have a Eul's or a Glimmer to survive through Storm initiation. There are many good heroes that can counter Storm in the laning stage. So that is definitely a possibility that can be used right now. Templar Assassin could be an interesting option as well. They're gonna go Underlord. So they are gonna play Dragonite mid, and they're gonna play Underlord in the off lane. I am generally gonna say that I prefer the draft from IHC. I think this Morphling is largely unaddressed. I like the idea of Underlord being the tanky frontliner that also has a really strong damage reduction aura against base damage Morphling. But I feel like Storm Spirit is completely unaddressed. He can jump Phoenix every single fight with BKB, and there is absolutely nothing he can do. He survives through Clockwork initiation with BKB quite easily. I also feel like in the mid lane he's gonna have a decent enough matchup. It doesn't turn into a stomp for him for sure, but he's gonna have his gold. Can even go for an Orchid build maybe if he wants to. Could be a good tempo play. And if it ever goes late, it doesn't matter that Underlord counter is quote-unquote Morphling. At some point, Morphling is just gonna kill everything. He is the alpha carry. Can even turn into Luna. Builds Kanda naturally, right? Turns into Luna, uses Lucent Beam with Kanda, then turns back into Morphling, waveforms, wait for several seconds, and use Adaptive Strike with Kanda. And suddenly, that's a lot of magical burst damage, on top of already being a good right-clicker. Some extra vision as well. So yeah, I'm definitely here with IHC in terms of draft. But in terms of play and just level of play, we have to say it. Neon, they look, I'm not going to say unbeatable, but they look really strong. They look like the tournament's favorites by a wide margin. Possibly one of the stronger showings in our tournaments. They have a match against Execration tomorrow as well. A deep dive here. 11. Ace leading the charge, of course, with Disruption. The wrap round isn't going to be successful. They will also show themselves on the Watcher and keep this high ground position. Won't be able to fight anything. JG, checking vision.
Just 30 seconds now.
I think it was kind of inconclusive, but I'm not sure. Because I don't see vision here. It looks like it's going to be a 2 for 2 in terms of runes.
Step lively now. Your admiral is victorious.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2 for 2. And everyone's going to go to their respective lanes. This sentry doesn't see the ward. So slightly out of range here. Try to cover both the mid and the off lane, but no such luck. Ooh, 11 already drawing first blood here. They do find a connection castaway on the rotation. That does give Luna a free farm on the first wave of creeps, but Kanka, I think he's only missing experience for one creep. So it would be really bad in mid, but it's okay for the offlane. 2 denies on CDR though.
Castaway, definitely not happy about what's happening, but doesn't seem like he's particularly phased. Goes offensive against Ace. Nice Torrent. If they kill him twice, it could be a problem, but I don't think they will be able to. Even with illusions, it's just not enough. Range creep. No last hit, but no deny either. Top lane. And again, banish into battery assault, into torrent. And yeah, this lane is probably gonna be going the way of Kamka, but Luna is farming. But the kill potential is very limited on this Castaway Clockwork. Bottom lane, Atrophy Aura already spoiling the fun for Morphling a little bit. Of course, I don't think it's possible to actually kill him in this lane, but maybe Fortune Soul. Attribute shifting strengths, but is getting dangerously low and has to play with 43 right click damage. The only way he gets last hits is by using it at the strike, essentially. So he's not having fun. Not having fun in this lane. Somehow manages to get last hit with 42 damage. How do you even... Yeah, this lane is really, really bad for Morphling. The more I look at it, the worse it kind of gets. And maybe it gets slightly better once he gets levels, just because of the stats. But it is possible that Atrophy Aura is going to be not necessarily maxed out, but prioritized after Firestorm in this lane. JG, not level 3. Interesting to see what he's going to go for. Morphling is one of those heroes that can go jungle pretty early, so he can go like Vlad's, or even just Morbid Mask is enough usually to get ahead, to go ahead and go jungle. It's not going to be a quick jungling Morphling, of course, it's going to be slow farming, but it might be enough to keep him in the game at least. And he doesn't need to do anything extra here. He just needs to survive until the later portions of the game, where I feel like this Morphling is going to be the alpha carry. A lot easier to last hit when you have 68 damage. Maybe buying the Quelling Blade wouldn't be such a bad idea on Morphling. Done from SE. He will get the Lotus here, but Neon, they take all 3 leading positions in terms of creep stat on their core positions. Mid lane, Thorpe is having a stroll here with the creeps, being zoned out slightly by DK, and missing creeps in the middle lane. Not fun for him. Has to kind of jungle, almost. Will lose a creep to neutrals, which is not fun, but he will at least get neutrals. So he is keeping himself up there, but I think his net worth is really, really struggling. Actually, not that much. Will miss a couple in the mid lane. Still keeping himself within reach of DK, only losing about half a level. But DK can absolute dominance here in the middle lane. Every single time Storm comes in, he just goes in and right-clicks him. And there's absolutely nothing Storm can do about it from the looks of it. This DK with 2 levels of Dragon Blood doesn't even need stun. So far, has 2 skill points saved. Can go for, I don't know, 3 levels of stun if needed. Actually doesn't scale all that well. SE will fall bottom lane. Bombi will end up cutting him down. Another Castaway attempt for an aggressive play. Torrent will connect once again. 11 trying to fight against Castaway. He's gonna box himself inside the cogs. Should be fine. 2, 3 actually Shadow Poison charges, but not enough to blow him up. Didn't even attempt for a 4th one here on Ace. I think the 4th one is a big one, and then the 5th one is just a cherry on top. 5 poison charges and you're probably dead. But 4, it's just already a lot of damage. 11 isolated here, gets the torrent off, it will not connect onto anybody, and CDR as well as Castaway, they are going for a kill. Ace tried for some body blocks, but instead actually created more damage opportunities here for Luna and her Glaives, and it's gonna be CDR with a double kill, getting well ahead of everyone else, and once again showing us that Neon are here to play. Bottom lane, SE in trouble, Fortune Soul as well. Fortune Soul, of course, can attribute shift. SE cannot do that. And a solo kill in the mid lane for Ken. Oh, this is absolute destruction all across the map. This is not fun. This is quickly getting out of control. Luna, massive. DK, getting there. Clockwork, getting something. And 6 minutes in, they will control the Arcane Rune. Castaway, check in the stacks. We'll see them. It's not a lot, it's just one neutral camp. So nothing you can really do with that, with information. Storm Spirit, not level 6 yet. And DK is almost level 7, but he has to go base. So Storm will recover slightly. At least that's what we are hoping for. Ken, of course, already in the mid lane. After the TP, Castaway, X mark. Makes a quick small pattern and gets away. So the name of the game right now is Can IHC delay it long enough so that Morphling becomes relevant? Currently, Fortune Soul is the lowest net worth score in the game. Had a really bad matchup here against Underlord. Is struggling with the aura constantly being applied to him. Aura is not being maxed out by JG, but he does have 2 levels in it. So it's a lot of damage reduction, already 14%. And with Bombi on top of it, with Fire Spirits, not only is your attack damage reduced, your attack speed is reduced as well. They're trying to at least get some kills on the neutrals, but most of them are gonna go the way of JG, who is just happily farming. Wisdom runes are split, so at least something is okay. Something is going as planned for IHC. 11 as gold for chainmail almost. He's not going for a blade mail first. Just straight Aghanims, want to be able to teamfight as early as possible. Cannot blame him, I actually agree with this assessment. Castaway might be in some trouble, 4 poisons charges, he is gonna fall. CDR now in a pretty precarious spot if 11 manages to connect, but a rift is opening up and it's gonna be Underlord not joining the fight, just being there as moral support. And CDR, because of this rift, they are just gonna get dissuaded from going further, and that means CDR gets to hit some creeps, gets to steal the neutrals, or maybe not. Uses Salve as double damage, but for the most part it feels like he just helped out 11 to get this stack cleared a little bit faster. I don't think he's particularly unhappy about it because he has stacks of his own, but all in all, not the best usage of his time. They didn't know about it, but like it ended up being slightly inefficient. Nothing too critical. Still farming well, still getting his gold, and has an 8-9 minute Mask of Madness. So his sustain is really high. He's helping out his teammates with neutral items, and his farming speed is going to skyrocket. At the same time, Morphling, he's still in the struggling mode, but not as struggling actually as Storm Spirit. Ikigai, lowest net worth score, 50% less gold than Dragon Knight. Really not getting things done here. But it's something they went for, right? Like they knew that Storm is gonna struggle. So what they are hoping for now is that he will be able to recover just in time to not lose this game. It's not like Neon are applying some insane pressure. It's actually pretty tame from them. Luna is still farming. I don't think she wants to join fights before she gets her Dragonlance, BKB, maybe Manta style, somewhere in between. And she's gonna get all those items by minute 20 if she continues farming like that. And even she's gonna farm even faster, right? At the same time, Ace being chased by the Sunray should survive through it. 11 though, X mark applied, trying for a boat here. Will survive a little bit longer because of it, but can they actually fight? 11 is still alive somehow. Fortune Soul is actually joining the fray. Ken in some trouble, getting that strike, will be taken down. So Ken is falling. SE is going to be the exchange, but it's definitely an exchange that favors IHC. They do lose tier 1 tower and Luna is farming. So in terms of economy, even though they did trade a core for a support, a favorable trade for them, they are losing economically. Ikigai though, he is going on the offensive. No Pit of Malice yet on Underlord, so Storm can get out safely and will survive, but without killing Clockwork himself. All in all, an okay minute. I'm gonna call it an okay minute for IHC. Morphling's back to farming, has Morbid Mask to help out a little bit. 11 is making some stacks here, and taking some stacks as well. So, could be worse. Still getting something done. And Morphling has his Blats, so his farming speed, his farming sustain is gonna be fine. His farming speed is still pretty low. Double tokens on him, just return one of them please to your teammates, because he has it in his backpack. He's like, no, I'm not gonna give away my token. Why? Like, okay, he sent it back to base. Ken, throwing himself in the river. One of the worst targets to go for. 3 points in Dragon Blood, unkillable. I like his adaptation as well. He is going for an Orchid. So that means Storm is constantly threatened. He is showing the Oblivion stuff. So they are aware of this approach from Dragon Knight.
Radiant should look to their top tower.
Changed his mind. Keeps a casual Oblivion, wants to Blink Dagger first. Just a sustain item, mana generation, attack speed, some intelligence. Not the best sustain items though. A bit of an inefficiency, I'm gonna call it that. I don't think it's a mistake, but it's definitely an inefficiency, all things considered. You're not really getting much out of 1600 gold item. Could have been a Blink Dagger by now, but yeah, it's really bad sustain. Only 1 mana regen on this item. So, combining it gives you 4 intelligence, irrelevant mostly on decay, and extra 0.3 mana regen compared to Sobi Mask. So really, Sage's Mask, I'm sorry, Sobi Mask is old school. So, not the most efficient, but it doesn't have a recipe. So I guess it's okay. Ken, going forward.
Huzzah!
Looking for something here.
Dire should look to their middle tower.
Oh, Morph might be in some trouble. Blink reveal is a possibility here by DK. Ken is in position. Jump forward. Eclipse committed. Fortune Soul trying to get away, but won't be able to. Immediate TP by Ikigai. Can he turn around? Trying for a Luna. Vortex connecting. Getting on top of Luna, but stun is going to be off cooldown soon on Ken. Just 3 seconds until it's available. And Ek is not going to be popping. And they are going to lose 11 in the backlines from the looks of it. His ROM will wear off soon. Any damage over time effect. Nice Torrent. JG has no mana for Firestorm quite yet. Will he try for it? Oh, 11, dodging it masterfully. Is outside of range. Castaway has Rocket. Does he go for it? He goes for it, and they see him. They end up getting the Kanka as well, while Ikigai was also chased down. So in the end, it's going to be 3 cores dying on the side of IHC, and absolutely nothing lost on Neon. A really good fight for them once again. I don't know, that was a really optimistic attempt here by Storm. Jumping Luna, really? Dude, like, she has so much gold. She has so much HP already. One of the better neutral items, 7 armor as well. It's conditional 7 armor, so he did get him low with right clicks early on. But after that, like, he stopped dealing damage altogether. Really, really optimistic approach here by IHC. Not paying off. Rotovate is now ready on Underlord. And he is leaving Atrophy Aura at 2. Oh, Pit of Malice already level 3. Skips the talent. Has a lot of extra lockdown, forces Storm. A lot of extra lockdown, forces Morphling as well. And they are on the hunt. Reality Rift. Fiend's Gate, I'm sorry. I keep on confusing those. Bottom lane, they do find SE. Fiend's Gate is available. SE is gonna get slowed by a grenade. Castaway keeps on chasing. And they will commit the Underlord ultimate. SE is definitely dead. Ken is also on top of Ace. Shadow Demon being chased down. No way for him to survive this encounter. Nice attempt here with the Iron Branch, actually, but it's futile. The overfarm is too much. Jump in. Ken. You know what saved Morphling? The fact that he had no stun on Ken. I think even though he did get off the attribute shift on Morph, with a stun, Ken could have committed. And I think he could have killed this Morphling. But as it stands, Morphling is gonna survive. Going for, of course, for this Manta style as early as possible. Needs a way to dispel. Bombi will be cut down by Ikigai. So at least they find something on this map. But it's not looking too great.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
10k gold on this Luna. Could have her BKB sometime soon. Actually has it already, never mind that. So she's not even going Manta, she just goes straight BKB after Dragonlance. And also got Grovebow. So now has about 650 attack range. Basically a full-on ranged hero with BKB, good damage, Eclipse. And I think it's time to press gas. I don't think this Luna is killable, if I'm honest. Even if they throw everything at her, she has enough lifesteal to probably survive. And with some teammates behind her, just Sunray level 3 is gonna be enough. It's not maxed out yet, but it's getting there. Phoenix level 9, probably doesn't take talent level 10, probably takes Sunray level 4. And Luna should be a-okay. 11 has his Aghanims. It's a late one, but at least he has it. Initiation in the middle lane. They are trying for Castaway. He is being focused really hard. He is gonna die, but the exchange is probably Ace. No, actually, Ace survives. Thorn Storm connecting multiple times. SE now slightly out of position. Nice Thorn connection once again, but it does not save SE. So it's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade. It does favor IHC because they are, of course, behind and they are waiting out the Dragon form, and they are also farming their Morphling, who didn't come to this fight. And Morphling now has Manta style, so he's slightly less afraid of Dragonite and his Orchid, which is a big deal.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Game looks a little bit more competitive than I assumed. CDR is still massive though. Just look at this Luna. Absolutely massive here on CDR. 12k, has BKB, Dragonlance, going for Kanda. Has Chrysalis flying out to him, if I understand it correctly. Not sure. Maybe not. I don't know what was flying to him. He wasn't hitting creeps for the last several seconds. Minute and a half maybe. So now, taking tier 2. Glyph will dissuade him, but only for a little while. They're gonna go back and start working on this tower. Jump in! They find a C. This is one dead Ace. I'm sorry, not a C, Ace. And with Fiend's Gate, every single member of Neon Esports now on the bottom lane. They're also gonna get back and I'll push mid. And JG, after using Firestorm, gonna go back here. Actually, no, yes, no, maybe. They ended up staying here in the middle lane. Controlling the rune, 20-minute rune. Could be arcane for Storm. but could be DD for DK. Rod of 8 is committed. DD is amplified damage. I'm sorry, not double damage. Amplified damage is now on this Dragon Knight. Didn't give it to Luna. Luna is actually solo here. She is a target, but 11 is also alone. And can he set up? His teammates are not rotating towards him, so it does seem like it's going to be a Luna setup. 11 will have to yield and just TP out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Doesn't look like it was the best usage of time here by 11. All things considered, they are keeping it kind of, I'm not gonna say close, but they're not losing this outright on IHC. They're still making moves, they're still trying for something. Fortune Soul is getting there. Really wants his Kanda. Needs another 3000 gold though. And he definitely farms slower than Luna.
I'm over here.
Dire's courier has been
Looking for me. Speak
Oh, Storm.
away.
What was that?
Your admiral is on board.
He killed the courier, I guess. What did he die to? I don't know. Beans Gate towards middle lane. They find 11. Can they chase him down? Doesn't look like it. SE is going to be their target. SE is falling down quickly. And the only thing saving this tier 2 is backdoor protection, which is going to wear off now. Backdoor gone. Destroy him quickly now.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And it's off.
I'll take that.
Smoke by IHC. I think it's the last last attempt desperation smoke. If they connect on CDR, could be good for them. Does he see him? No. Oh no, they do. They throw everything at him and he just dies. Dominating streak going the way of SE. Chase for more. JG might be the next target. No Vortex quite yet. He's turning around, understands that he cannot realistically get away, so he just tries to deal as much damage as possible. But here comes the pain. IHC with a beautiful initiation onto Luna, and 11 of course figuring out exactly where she stands and just throwing everything at this Luna, not even allowing her to press her BKB. Signs of life here by the Mongolian squad. And the full-on Kanda in just about 300, actually no, slightly more gold on this Fortune Soul. Needs about 600 gold extra. But should have it for the next fight. Luna also has Kanda, if I understand correctly. No, she actually doesn't. She will have it, most likely, for the next fight as well, because she farms fast. But she also needs level 20 talent for it to be really effective. There you go in Roche now on Neon. Even though they just lost the fight, lost their Luna, they're not in any way dissuaded from playing proactively. I really like their playstyle. I'm not gonna say it's like superior to what we're seeing right now at the highest level of play, where everyone is playing super safe, where everyone is playing super conservatively, but it's definitely a lot of fun to watch, more fun to watch, and I feel like Neon could outtempo many teams, even in ESL.
Immortality.
Because we saw some really slow Dota in ESL. Top lane. Disengage. Full disengage by IHC.
pulled from my chest.
Radiant are scanning for
There it
enemies.
goes.
Looking for a kill with a smoke. Neon rotating towards the twin gate, but the disengage by IHC is going to be successful from the looks of it.
Dire's top tower
Incoming.
is under attack.
What a pretty hue.
They are throwing everything at DK this time around. They know that Luna has second life, but DK is way too tanky. Idle Wave gets them JG close by, but as he has already fallen, and now Luna is on top of him, she gets to hit Fortune Soul. She does not allow him to get out, and there's absolutely no way they kill this DK. DK is actually on top of Storm already, using his ultimate now. Storm, absolutely no mana.
Has been killed. Dire
Can't even activate his ultimate yet. Doesn't have a TP, and they see him. A ward's been placed. They're not gonna even give away the position of the ward. They're just gonna run towards him. So this is classic Neon. I feel like this was expected to a certain extent, because Neon are the strongest team here. But we did see some signs of life from IHC. I do believe they have one fight. One high ground fight is left for them. And I do love the idea that they are going for aggressive plays. Personally, I feel like going for aggressive plays when you're behind is really hard mentally. Usually, like, that's what happens in pubs, right? But the difference is, this is professional scene. You have to go for plays if you want to win, as Littles once said. And they are trying for plays, and this is really commendable. I feel like IHC, considering the situation, they're playing really well. I do feel like they misdrafted slightly with a Storm, maybe. Or maybe not misdrafted necessarily, but Storm did have the impact they were hoping for.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Are scanning for enemies.
So for now, they'll have to be content with losing their Tormentor. Most likely losing their Tormentor, and already losing a Wisdom Burn. Attempt by Ikigai to steal something will be unsuccessful. They read the situation but couldn't really do anything with it. Roshan is gonna wear off in a minute. Doesn't look like CDR is in any kind of haste.
Is under attack.
But he did go for a build that does not involve Manta style. So what that means is he's not here to farm, he's here to fight. Had a really good start. Fortune Soul, really good play here.
Tower has
Going across the map for the Wisdom Rune, getting some experience, much needed that he supports, and also getting some farm in the process. Can go for a creep wave cut. Does have Manta style. Yeah. I'm gonna use his illusions to help with that, but Luna is level 20 now, so she is now really strong when it comes to her Lucent Beam damage. One Lucent Beam takes away about 25% of Storm HP.
under attack.
Storm does have BKB. That is some saving grace here. It is an 8-second BKB. It might not be enough, but at least there is that. Bottom lane. Black Dragon already. Trying to find Ace. Ace trying for disengage. Will be successful. Same cannot be said about SE. A two-pronged attack finds at least one support. Won't be able to find the second one, but it doesn't matter. As they're grouping up, as they don't want to wait for the next roach from the looks of it. Luna is queuing up Satanic.
Stupendous.
Oh, Nullifier on Ikigai. Can they close the gap? As BKB goes on the offensive versus Bombi. Amidst BKB, can go for a TP out. Castaway is in position to disable that, so has to go for a long zip, and it's not long enough. He's gonna die to CDR, overstaying his welcome. Very much so. An interesting play, but yeah. Very creative, but not particularly productive.
Rock it on.
So they're gonna go high ground. At least it seems so. Art on Underlord from what I'm seeing. Still playing split, still playing quiet Dota on Neon, not going too far. Castaway being initiated on Roots. Nice hook shot, and they keep it in place long enough for DK to TP in. And it's gonna be yet another death here from Ikigai.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant
Now concentrating on the tower.
middle tower is under attack.
Taking it rather quickly. Luna is gonna be the target initiation, but Vortex won't connect. So Vortex already wasted into BKB, but BKB also committed on CDR, doesn't want to fight into potential Thornstorm without his debuff immunity. So they're gonna reset for Roshan, who luckily for them spawned incredibly fast. He's on the bottom side of the map. Are they gonna go for it?
Masterful mark.
I think they're rotating towards it, but they don't believe it's gonna spawn this quickly. They still need to check though. They have Rocket Flare for that. In just a second. Yeah, I think they're gonna walk in. They're gonna see Roche. It's gonna go the way of Luna. And it's gonna be not a quick one necessarily, but it's still gonna be a Roche they can still get. Luna has Satanic. Going for Butterfly next. Roche is gonna announce his demise, but IHC, I don't think they're in position to actually contest it in any meaningful way.
Diamond's tower is under attack.
Roche falling quickly. Luna with second life. Banner also taken. Can be placed top.
Bounty.
Diamond's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Up in. Who does he see? Creeps. Okay.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Jump in. Ace. Good target. Can come into BKB. Ace forced up to get out. As they do find Konka, refocus on him. But Thornstorm is connecting on CDR. Doesn't want to use BKB for first life. Well, actually, never mind that. He is using it for first life. Knows that Thornstorm is going to be unavailable for the enemy. He's X'd, but X is not going to last long enough. So he's still in a good spot. They are also splitting mid with Dark Knight Illusions. And CTR with the tower open will be Vortex. Can they do something with that? Torrent also here. Satanic still on cooldown. CTR has to go in with Eclipse, but it's gonna be cut short with his dash. Of course, he has second life, but no Eclipse now. Castaway jumping far forward, taking quite a bit of damage from Fortune Soul. It turns into Luna and deals quite a bit of damage. Nice Tidal Wave on JG, but they will lose support. Support though, he is gonna buy back. Ace is gonna be back in the fight. CDR still hitting the buildings. Nothing to bounce the glaives off anymore. But JG is gonna be the next target. Tidal Wave available. They also catch Luna in the process, but I don't think they want to attack Luna. Bombi will be stuck there, but so is Ikigai, and has no buyback. 70 seconds without Storm, and he went in too deep. 6-7 charges of Shadow Poison on multiple heroes here. Can they actually do something with that? They are going for a heal from the Supernova. 9 poison stacks on JG, but I don't think it's gonna deal enough damage to even kill him. Let's look at when it wears off. Oh, it's nothing. It's absolute 9 stacks of Shadow Poison, doesn't matter. It's still gonna be GG. Neon are going to take game 1. They do it in a very convincing fashion, and IHC, I have to say, they need to draft stronger lanes. They need to find advantages during the drafting stage, because right now they are just being outplayed. I don't think that there is anything wrong with their strategies or anything wrong with their approach. It's just they need to have advantages during the draft so that they can make up for mechanical skill and teamfight skill differential. But it's not the end of the series. There's still game 2. They have time to recover. They have time to analyze their own game. So don't go too far away. We're going to be right back with you guys.